Hey, this is Mr. Jarvis, and welcome to Digital Media. This is our assignment for Tuesday, where you're going to have to turn in your use of filters and adjustments. So I suggest you watch this video carefully and pause and rewind as necessary, as it's requiring you to learn a few new tasks. One of those tasks is to go to the assignment and download this file. It's a PSD file, Photoshop file. That Photoshop files can be edited with Photopea, which makes it a great tool and free. So to download this, you're going to open it first, and it's just going to open up within Google Classroom. So you're going to have to open it in a new window. So you click on the three dots up here, and then open a new window, and then you'll have the option to download it. And I'm kind of jumping between my tabs, and I'm just going to click the back arrow here while this opens up in a new tab. Okay, so here we have it, and so take a little while to open. It's a big file. This is a Photoshop PSD file. There's 9 layers on it. Now you're going to download this by clicking the download arrow. Remember, I had to pop it out first. So you're going to go download. Now, if you're on a PC or a Mac, you can just download it to your desktop or your My Documents or something. But please do remember where you saved it. On a Chromebook, you have the option of saving it either to the Chromebook, which I don't recommend, or directly to your Google Drive, which I do recommend. And you can open up your drive, all your folders, and you are asked to make a folder called Digital Media Q4. So I'm looking for, there it is, Digital Media Q4. So you click on that, and I have one file in there now. So it's selected, and I'm going to click Save down here, and it's filters project.psd, and I'm going to save it. Okay, so now that it's saved, I can close this tab and go back to the assignment. And I know it's saved in my drive. And now I'm going to go to Photopea. And you saw it pop up over here on the right side as well. You might have seen that. And I'm going to open that PSD file, which is a Photoshop file, and to edit it. Okay, so my starting point isn't new project. It's open from your computer. So if you click open from the computer, you get the option of selecting a file. And once again, you're going to want to go to your drive. And I already opened it already. So, same kind of procedure. Look for Google Drive, go down to your folder. I have a lot of folders here. Digital Media Q4, and open it up. It's called Filters Project PS.psd. And it's much bigger than the PNG, if you notice that. It's quite a bit bigger. So I'm going to double click on it, or click it once and click open. Now, if you didn't click this open from computer, you can always go File, Open, and you get the same dialog here, same box. I'm going to close that out, though. Okay, so if you'll notice, I have a background here, and then I have 9 layers. Each one of these photos of the sunflowers is a new layer. And if I right click, I can see this is layer 3. I'm seeing layer 5 here. Also on the layer, if you see your layers here, you can get a little thumbnail of where that's located. We're going to start on layer 1. And I'm going to add, we were asked to mess around with filters, so you probably have your favorites. You're going to add a filter to it. You can say, I think these are the last filters you used here. You can distort it with a twirl or a wave or a ripple. I might try that. And then you have some choices of amount. I can bring it down a little bit if I'd like. So that's a ripple. This is called ripple. And I need to remember that. And here's why. Once I kind of like it, I'm going to say I have other adjustments here, but you guys have messed around with this. Once I like it, I need to write what filter I used. So I'm going to go down to the T tool, and what filter did I use? It was Ripple. And you're going to use the default font. You're going to make the font approximately 36. You can click the drop down and drag it larger, or you can just highlight and type 36 if you'd like. Okay. All right. And then you click the T tool and then click where you want your text to be. And you're going to write. It has to load. I'm going to write ripple. Okay, so that's the tool I use. Now also, I might want to change the color by clicking here, and I kind of like blue, as you guys have probably figured out. You can do the color picker, or you could just pick this blue down here. Whoops, you have to highlight it first. So T tool, highlight, pick the color. I'm just going to click this blue here. Okay, so now it's blue, and you can also move it by clicking the move tool, which we've used. Make sure you have ripple. Now it says ripple. It's the text tool ripple, and you can move it around. And if you want, you guys know how to add effects and things. If you want to do a stroke, will make it stand out. You can maybe do like a yellow stroke or something. Stroke is like a border, okay? So something like that. And you don't need to have the stroke. You could just write ripple if you'd like. Then you're going to go to the second layer 2 here, and we're going to do something with this one. So you can use another filter. You can, add, distort it some way. You can, or you can go to the image and you can go to adjustments, and you can do the curves is a good one, and that really allows you to mess with the colors. And notice when I mess with this is the RGB curve, red, green, blue combinations, and just kind of mixing those up. Okay, if I drag down here, get the reds, maybe pull this down, kind of brings out the blues. Okay, so you can mess with this curve here, and that's kind of bringing out the greens. Yeah, red, green, blue, so the middle dot is the greens. So that real high green, and then if you like it, click OK. If you hate it, you can click undo, Control Z. And then once again, you're going to get the text tool, and you're going to write. You can leave this here. That was curves. I have a lot of students who they forgot which one they used, and just do the best to remember, and you can move it to where it is, to where you'd like it, like right here. And you just keep going with that. Here's layer 3. I'm going to go back to the filters and maybe distort it with a, distort it with a ripple. Oh, I already did that one, huh? So I can click OK. Once again, I can go Control Z and maybe choose a different distortion here. So distort with a wave. There we go. Can control the wave. You don't want to get too crazy. X is how wide, and maybe bring it down not so high. You can experiment with those. So I'm going to click OK, and that was a wave. So I'm going to get the T tool, and I'm going to type wave. Okay, hold on here. I got a keyboard sort of funny. All right. Okay, let's see here. Wave. Sort of lost my, and then once again, the move tool. And you can do that for each one. Now, the next thing you're going to do is we're going to save this file. So saving is a lot harder with this than it is with, the Google stuff. So you're going to save PSD as a Photoshop file. So I'm going to save it twice. I'm going to save it as a PSD, file PSD, and that's going to save all the layers. So I can keep editing if I want to. And this is taking a while once again, but I'm going to save it my digital media. It's called Filters Project 1. I'm going to just call it, put my name on it instead of the 1. Filters Project, last name Jarvis. So we don't get them confused. So I know this is my working project. I'm not done with it. It's not my export. So now if I close it out, if I click this X here, I can open it again. So I can say File, Open, or Open from Computer. And when I open it, all those layers will still be there. See, there it is, Filters Project Jarvis. And I can open that up and all the layers are still there and I can continue editing. When I export it as a PNG, I can't edit that file anymore. But let's just now say I'm done. So the last step is you're going to want to export it as a PNG. Now a PSD file is great because I can open it in Photoshop. I can edit all these layers separately, but I can't put it on a web page. I can't put it on a Google slide. I can't put it in a Google Doc. I can only open it with Photoshop or Photopea. There might be other programs that will open it, but it's not a very universal format. So we want to save this as a universal format. And PNG is a universal format that is quite good. And it's your top level. So you're going to go File, top choice here. Export as PNG. And we're going to call this file Final, okay? So you can just leave here everything alone and just click Save. And same thing, Google Drive. Mine's working kind of slowly. Digital Media, Filters Project Jarvis. Now, how am I going to know the difference between the PSD and PNG? On this one, I'm going to type Final. And I'm going to make sure it still says .png. Filters Project Jarvis Final. Final meaning I'm done. This is the final one. This one I can continue to edit. So the other one. Okay, download complete. I can show in folder. And then I'm going to click Add To and turn this in on Google Classroom. Okay, but let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to click Show in Folder here. I have 3 files. I have multiple files here. So I have, this one says PNG. Notice the PNG has this little icon here, same as practice, whereas the PSD file have no like preview icon. And if I click on the grid view, I can actually get a preview of the PNG files. Oh, I guess it's the opposite, huh? So never mind on that. So we'll just go list view. And this is the file, final PNG you want to turn in. So you're going to go to Google Classroom and say add to, and I can help you with that. Just send me an email. This is due Friday. And this is what it'll look. I mean, obviously I'm not done, but it's going to look something like this. And every single one will look different, but will be labeled. And you'll turn that in on Google Classroom. So contact me if you need help. I'm available through Zoom. Like I can demo stuff. If you're having trouble with your device, you can share your screen with me and I can tell you what I think is going wrong. You can actually let me control your screen and I can fix what's wrong. Kind of common things. A lot of times people, they click channels, they don't see the layers, or they accidentally click view and they remove the layers, show the selection guides and stuff like that, paths, stuff gets messed up. But let me know if you need help and I can help you.